Good day and welcome to Chess Corner. In today's game, we have a game from Dubai Police Global Chess, and this is actually from round two. This is actually a game between International Master Jan Malek against Grandmaster Eltaj Safarli. Well, let's get right into it and let's see what happened on their game. Let's see if there's really a big difference when it comes to, the title and the rating because it's an International Master against a Grandmaster. All right, so in this game, we have a d4 by John, and now we have knight f6 by Iltaj. We have c4, e6, and now knight c3. The Indian game that we have here. So we have bishop to b4. So this is actually now like a Nimso Indian. So early on the game, pinning this knight on c3. So after bishop b4, we have e3 and now castle. We have bishop d3, d5, capture on d5, recapture on d5, and now a3. So challenging this bishop if they're going to capture or they're just going to retreat the bishop here on d6 or here on e7. So we have bishop d6. Iltaj decided to basically keep the bishop because this bishop is actually looking really good in this direction. So here we have queen to c2 and now c6, knight e2, a5, and now bishop d2. So all developing moves that we have here for white. So after bishop d2, we have knight to a6. So probably the idea is to go knight c7, knight e6, or knight c7, also b5 is a possibility here. So here we have castle kingside and now c5. After c5, we have rook d1. We have c4, and now there's only one option for the bishop, but to go to bishop f5. So after bishop f5, we have knight to c7. We have capture on c8, rook takes c8, and now we have f3. With the idea of pushing the pawn sooner or later here. So here we have a b5. So basically, the touch decided to counter on the edge of the board. So after b5, we have an excellent move now, which is e4. Whenever you're actually attack on the edge of the board, it would be best for you to counter in the middle, just like this. So after e4, we have b4, we have knight to a4, knight d7, and now e5. So blocking this bishop here, so bishop has to go back to e7, and now we have knight to g3. After knight g3, we have knight to e6, and now we have bishop to e3. So just defending this pawn because this is actually under attack. So after bishop e3, we have knight to b6, challenging this knight here. So here we have capture on b6, queen takes b6 now, capture on b4, and then a takes b4, and now we have this f4 move. So the idea is to go f5 on next move. So here we have b3 first, an excellent move, so attacking the queen. So queen has to go to f2 now, and as well as defending this pawn still on f2. So after queen f2, we have f5, and now knight to e2. We have knight c7, and now king to h1. That's actually like a safety there because white would like to basically remove the king from this diagonal. So after king h1, we have knight to b5 now. So putting pressure on this pawn, although right now it is actually heavily guarded, so you really can't capture. Maybe you can go b3 or c3 rather. But here we have g4, so white decided to basically counter on the king side. So after g4, we have c3. So we have capture. Not the best continuation here. The suggestion is to go queen g2, threatening to capture this. That's one. But here we have capture anyway. After capture, we have this c2, which is actually a mess here in this position. The best move is just to basically just capture c takes b2, or even rook takes f5 is also playable. But anyway, we have c2, and now we have this excellent move which is rook to d3. So what's the idea behind rook d3? First off, it's actually threatening to capture the pawn on b3, and also this rook can go in this direction sooner or later. So it's a rook left. So after rook to d3, we have queen to c6 now, and now capture on b3. We have queen c4, and now knight to c1. An excellent move stopping the push here, as well as defending the rook on b3. So after knight c1, we have rook takes f5 now, and now rook to g1. Another excellent move. So already putting pressure on this pawn on g7. So here we have g6 only, and now we have queen to f1. Trying to challenge this queen on c4, but we have rook to b8 only, and now queen to d3. After queen d3, we have this rook to f8. This is actually a blunder. This is actually something that Eltaj actually missed. So if you want to pause the video and guess what's the best move here, you can actually do so. So here, what he did is actually rook takes g6, a double exclam move. Well, what's going to happen? Because after you capture, then there's actually a check here on g6. So we have king to h8. After king h8, we have this bishop to g1 now. Another excellent move because the idea is to deliver a checkmate here on h file. So here we have capture on b3. There's no other option. And now we have a check first. So king to uh, g8, and then we have queen g6 with a check. We have king h8, and now knight takes b3. So basically, when it comes to material, definitely white is actually up material. The only problem for white is basically this pass pawn. So, but right now it's not a threat because he can capture, or you really can't push it right now. So we have knight to a3 first. Well, the idea is if you're gonna capture, then I will just simply recapture it. That's an option, but that's not the main idea. So if you're gonna capture, then rook takes b3. So we have knight to c1, and now rook takes b2. We have f5 now, and now we have rook to b7. We have a check on h5, and now king to g8 again, and now we have a check on g4. We have king h8, and now we have another check. So now putting pressure on this knight also. Still, he can still like check here on g2. So basically, white has several checks with this queen. So here we have king to g8, and now we have this queen g2. We have king h8, and now queen takes d5. After queen takes d5, we have rook to b1 now. So threatening to capture this knight, and in this position we have bishop to e3, just defending the knight, and now we have rook takes f5, and this is actually the threat wherein they're gonna win a piece. But here we have queen to e6 first, because if you're gonna check, then I can just simply go here, and if you capture the knight, then I can easily capture your bishop on e7. So here we have rook takes c1, bishop takes c1, and then we have check on f1, king g2 was played, and now we have rook takes c1. After rook takes c1, we have a check on h6, attacking both of the pieces here, so we don't have a choice but to go to g8. We have capture on c1, and now we have king f7. We have king f3, and now king to g6. We have king g4, and now we have bishop to f8. So right now the only problem for white is actually this pawn here. So here we have a check, and this is actually the part we're in. Grandmaster Eltaj actually resigned, but let's see what's gonna happen. So here after king f7, say for example, king f7, then we can go d5, and there's no stopping the pawn here. I mean, you really can't push because of this queen to c1. Even queen f6 will work also, queen f6. So after queen f6, the only squares are actually 1, 2. Let's say king g8, After king g8, then we can check again on g5, and then we can start pushing our pawns. Well, that's our game for today. I hope you like it. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching Chess Corner. Bye bye now.